Hey, gaming vlog. I haven't done a vlog for the gaming channel yet. Just hopped on eBay. I love going to eBay for all the old gaming stuff. Hopped on eBay looking for a pair of headphones that I just had to have because they were nostalgic. I believe these are the headphones that I used to play Fallout 3, and they just have a real sentimental, nostalgic feel to them. And I just got them in the mail. A used pair of Turtle Beach Ear Force X31s, or Turtle Beach X31s is what I search. They are just awesome pair of gaming headphones. They don't have a great rating, they don't have the best sound, and they do have a little problem with interference sometimes, but it's what I got. And it feels so awesome to have them back again. A used pair, yes, from eBay. They're pretty, the foam is, I'd say, around 80 to 85%. There's some tears. There's one tear in the right speaker on the speaker foam, or the cover, foam cover, or the whatever you call that, the back foam. And then the ear foam ring is a little chewed up around the edges. But other than that, maybe some slight yellowing on the white there. But it's hard to tell in the RV here with my lighting. But either way, I've got one more pair coming for spare parts. Also, another pair that are brand new, still in the package. I couldn't, the gaming collector side of me just had to have. They're I think the first pair of gaming headsets that they made for the Xbox console, the Xbox 360 anyway. Is what these were for, the X31s, and then they came out with the X32s, which I'm not sure if we're still during the Xbox 360 period or if those are Xbox One headsets. But they do advertise these as Xbox headsets. They have a little Xbox controller there. You can see the little picture of the 360 controller, and that's where you plug in the little male-to-male connector cord, which goes in the bottom of your controller. And I remember walking around my buddy's house back in the day when I was still partying. We'd come over and have a good time and just go to town on some Black Ops. We'd spend so much time playing Black Ops. I was obsessed with it. The music and the cutscenes, and even the main game, the story, the campaign was great. I love Black Ops. I'm gonna get back into it one day, but yeah, these were paramount in becoming a great Xbox Black Ops, or any type of first-person multiplayer shooter, because you can hear people around the corner, or if they're coming up on you. And Black Ops has a really good, maybe all the Call of Duty games are like that. I remember playing the first Call of Duty. I'm going to start all over with all those games. They're great games. But anyway, Black Ops. That was my thing. I love Black Ops, and I was pretty good at it too, I'd like to think. Headphones were important. Also for the team, for teamwork, was using the microphone. This one is a little stiff, bringing that down. I'll take it apart and clean them up. Like I said, I got one coming for parts, or maybe these will be the parts. I've already been trying them out. I love them. I remember pulling these first out of the package and thinking these are cool. These little through RCAs, so you can connect those into your audio system and have these come out to your little box here, which has a transmitter. Got a USB which goes up and plugs into the front of my Xbox for power. And then my kind of DIY thing going on right here just happened to work out with having a male headphone jack, so that plugged right in the back. It's got a little volume knob. I keep that toward the top and then adjust the volume with the headphones, which are right here on the side. I loved that I put these on and I went right for the controls. I knew exactly where they were. It's been a good 5 or 6 years since I had a pair of these. They're older headsets, but I didn't care about the X32s. They're black. I wanted the white and black because they go with the, I had a white Xbox at the time. Now I have a black Elite, which is now outdated. I mean, there's an Xbox One now, yeah, but there's a newer Xbox 360 that I'd like to get to handle some newer games that I have that are struggling with during the videos, when it starts playing videos in these games. The games are newer than the Xbox now, so I need to get a newer Xbox 360, or just wait to get an Xbox One. Either way, these, I just had to have them, and already they sound great. Just like I remember, I'm watching Kitchen Nightmares Season 2, Episode 1, and I love them. They sound great. This guy even threw in one of these, which is kind of cool. So if I'm using HDMI on the Xbox and I need audio out for these things or something, it's an audio out. It also has the optical out as well. So that's kind of a neat thing to have. That'll be nice when I hook up the HDMI to run over to, well, we got some upgrades coming. My multimeter reminding me to turn it off. I was testing batteries to put into the headphones here. These two AAAs. That's another thing I don't like. The little batteries run out kind of quick if you're doing what I do. Laying down watching movies all day or all night because I don't sleep. And wear out the batteries pretty quick. So you need to have a good box of AAAs on you. But oh, I love it. I love having just no cords. Sounds good. And like I said, we had some fun times with this. You'd plug in the little cord, had a volume on it, and a little mute switch, so if I was having a conversation. But I remember going over to my buddy's house and having these Black Ops parties, or we were having parties that were coming over to hang out, and then we just end up playing Black Ops all day. But anyway, I remember having this hooked up and walking around all over his apartment having full-on conversations with him in his lower living room. I'd bring over my Xbox. His was hooked up in his living room. I'd go up in his bedroom. And yeah, we'd be chit-chatting all over his house, just walking around like they're little telephones or something, you know, just having not even playing the game, just talking through the Xbox controller. So great memories of these headphones. I'm glad to have them back. Like I said, I've got another pair coming. These are a little roughed up. Maybe this pair will be nicer. It also has a little gaming cord. I'd probably have my original gaming cord as well as my original headphones. They're just a little beat up from packing them up. I had a bad problem back in the day with rat nesting all my cords, just piling them into boxes and breaking. Yeah, they didn't. I think they just kind of snapped right here at the pivot point. There's also, yeah, the effects button. You hit that for high bass or high treble, theater mode, which is a little echoey, sounds better with some movies or some games. But I usually just turn it to either high bass or high treble, depending on what I'm watching or playing. But 90% of the time it's just off. You hit this and you hear little beeps and boops. It goes beep, 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 and then a boop for let you know that the setting is off. I spent so much time playing these awesome games, and just good to have the key components back, like the headphones, which is really important for Black Ops or any other first-person shooter games, which I can't wait to get into. Even the Xbox One's got great games. It'll play a lot of the Xbox 360 games. But oh, they fit. These are the only earphones. They still have to be maxed out for the length, though. I got a big head. These are the only headphones that I've wrapped completely out and around my... Like, these are the only headphones that I've worn that are actually over-the-ear headphones. My PC headphones, they pinch the top of my ears. Other ones I've tried just don't quite fit over my head or over my earlobes. These fit perfectly. And they're very light. Like, I can really hear outside the headphones too, which is nice. So if, I need to hear somebody knocking on my door or something. But there it is, a whole vlog, a gaming vlog just for these headphones. Turtle Beach X3 ones. For a different style Turtle Beach. But they looked similar, so I got them just to try them out. I think they were around 13 bucks. And they worked. They're a little on the loose side, ever so slightly, but the last ones were somewhat slippery too, and you can't really tell once they're on your head. But either way, that cleaned them up. Got some pretty decent material on there. Not as comfortable or as breathy, or it didn't breathe as well as the cloth ones. But those cloth ones are probably pretty gross, in all honesty, since they are, people don't typically wash their ear pads on their headphones. So, got some nice new clean ones. They're a little loose, but you can't really tell unless you grab them and start spinning them. It fits. They're still pretty comfortable. They don't fit as well as the cloth ones, but I do have another pair, a used pair of these coming, so maybe those cloth-covered ear pads are in better condition. Last ones had this material kind of flaking apart and falling all apart on me, so we had to go. Only thing left to completely revive this old set is just one of those fuzzy microphone covers. Turtle Beach X3 ones to use instead of the brand new pair that I got on eBay. I think it was about 40 bucks. $10 in shipping, so I paid 50 bucks for them. They were the original pairs I wanted to use, but then I realized I was never going to be able to open it. There it is, unopened. Brand new pair of Turtle Beach X3 ones. It was the first pair I was going to use, but then, yeah, just the collector in me just said it's got the fuzzy still on it. It's got these brand new cloth ear pads, and that is just going to be a treat to open one day. Or if the price is right, I might, sell it on eBay, of course, to another collector. It is so nostalgic seeing this again and having it in my hands. And yeah, it took some time to remember what I listened to Fallout 3 on. That was such a gem of a game for me. And I've talked about it already, you guys know. But it was during a time when I had a boob tube in my living room and I had a computer. And for the longest time I couldn't figure out what I played that on. I had such a great experience with that game, and it had, it had good graphics. I remember that. It was amazing graphics. Did I really play on my boob tube? But no, I remembered I have a VGA cord for my Xbox 360, and I had that plugged into the secondary input on my computer monitor, and I used a pair of these. I remember going to the Best Buy in Vancouver, Washington before they closed. Best Buys didn't seem to do too good over there. So now you gotta go over into Oregon to get your stuff. But yeah, I bought my first pair from Best Buy, and I loved them. They sound great. They do have their flaws. I am reminded of them now, having played it here a little bit. There's some popping sounds when they're connecting, or if your phone's getting a call. There's a little interference problems, but it's not bad. For me, it was more of a nostalgic trip down memory lane to get a pair of these again. And like I said before, it was just really cool going right to the controls and remembering where they all were. And it's really convenient. The power, the volume up and down, you can really quick hit the volume if something's too loud. They got effects to amp up the bass or the treble. And then of course you got the little plug there for the controller. The first used pair I ordered did not come with these, with this controller cable, which goes from the controller up to the headphones, like so. So yeah, I got a second pair to get the cable and to choose the best ear pads, though I found these, which I replaced, and they are actually Turtle Beach. They got their emblem in there, and they feel pretty good. They're a little sloppy because they're for a different pair of headphones, but hey, for 13 bucks, I think that was pretty awesome to find some replacements for it. A little more searching, I could find the actual cloth pads, maybe. But they feel pretty good. I've been using them, and no complaints. They still fit around my ears really well. And then yeah, we got the controller cord cable, chat cable. Look right in the bottom of my chat pad there. And get to gaming on some tanks. It's good for teamwork. For letting them know when you spot somebody. If you need help. It's just fun. Talking smack. Really, really good memories. Well, first of all, with the Fallout 3, it was just a great game. I had a house at the time, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, big backyard. There's a rental housing community at the place I worked. I only paid $250 a month. It was a $1,300 a month place, which is probably closer to $2,000 nowadays. Rent credit, yeah, because I chose a rent credit instead of a raise and got rent way down. And they eventually, yeah, the first 2 years I was in an apartment. The last 2 years I was in those rental houses. And I was the lead maintenance technician there, which was like a supervisor role. It was a great time of my life. And Fallout 3, gosh, that was a great game. I remember a hot summer. I remember the air conditioner. I almost remember the smell. The memory is so vivid. I can capture the smells of it. Sometimes even the stuff I was eating, I smelled something. like sawdust, bark dust. Maybe I think I was probably working on something. But anyway, I remember the hot deserty place, and I remember kind of feeling the heat from summer, and just great. It was looking great on my computer screen, and also had the great sound, of course. It was just amazing. I had so much fun with that game. I spent hours on it. Got all the expansions. I can't wait to get into it again. Even thinking about doing a Fallout marathon. Start from Fallout 1, go to the last one. I started on Fallout 3, and that was... I wouldn't have it any other way, but I did not get into the Fallout 1, Fallout 2. Fallout 1 I played a little bit, and that's a different style, obviously, than Fallout 3. Make an eBay store with it or something. So that's the first used pair. Here's the second used pair. Also missing the microphone, fuzzy, but it has the cloth, the ear covers, which are in much better condition than the first pair. And I love it. These are so much better. These are nice. They breathe really well. You can hear through them quite well. They almost feel like they're not there. They just fit perfect. But I'm gonna keep these set away after I wear these down a little bit. These don't last too well. I remember mine, even just after a year or two of use, the edges of these cover skirts just start wearing down. But these are in pretty good condition, and they do work, just like the other pairs. So I'm happy to have these back into my collection. Have two used pair to use and game with, and got a gem to open later or throw it into the store. We'll see. Not like not N64 old, obviously, but they're still around. Still finding them. Only found one still new in the box. So yeah, I had to get that. $40, 50 something with shipping. But oh, they sound great. Can't wait to get some gaming. We got a plan for getting a newer setup, getting an Xbox One. Stay tuned. Lots coming up.